The prophetic involves seeing people as God sees them. In 2 Corinthians 5:16, the Apostle Paul says, "So from now on we regard no one from a worldly point of view. Though once we regarded Christ in this way, we do so no longer." I find that very interesting because Jesus was never worldly. Yet the Apostle Paul, at one time when he was Saul, he saw Jesus from a worldly perspective, from a natural perspective, and he drew the wrong conclusion about who Jesus was. I fear that sometimes we look at people through a natural perspective and we draw a wrong conclusion about them. And so Paul is saying, when you prophesy, when you pray for people, ask for God's perspective. See them as God sees them. This is the essence of the prophetic. Not seen in the natural, but seen in the spiritual, looking through the eyes of God when we look at people. 1 Corinthians chapter 2 verse 13 says, "This is what we speak, not in words taught us by human wisdom, but in words taught by the Spirit, explaining spiritual realities with Spirit-taught words." The prophetic is about what God is saying, not about what we want to say. The moment the prophetic becomes about what we are saying, something that originates from us, it is not the prophetic. Human logic, understanding, reasoning, even good words can sometimes rob us of hearing from Father clearly because we default to what we know, what we see, our reality. It's time for us to understand that the prophetic is truly a spiritual thing. It's not good advice. It's not good wisdom. It is Spirit-taught words. And this is what God wants us to get back to this year. When it comes to the prophetic, we must never allow what we naturally see to override what we know God has said. In Genesis chapter 3 verse 6, it says, "When the woman saw that the fruit of the tree was good for food and pleasing to the eye, and also desirable for gaining wisdom, she took some and ate it." When the woman saw that it was good, she ate it, even though she knew what God had clearly said. I want to encourage us when it comes to praying for people, when we know God has said something, don't change it because when you look at them, you see something that doesn't seem to match up. Don't allow the natural to override the spiritual. Don't allow what you naturally see to override what you know God has said. The prophetic has a huge element of faith, and we need to trust the voice that speaks even when we don't see naturally.